this is Austin Brister with Design for Discipline, and today I want to share some thoughts I've had recently on the idea, kind of walking the fine line between contentment and complacency. For me, I find this happens a lot specifically at the end of accomplishing some goal that I've set for myself. Specifically, the examples I can think of most readily have to do with training for specific athletic events like marathons or triathlons or something like that. Because I put in all this time, I have a schedule and a workload that I know I need to do in order to get to the finish line on my race day, and then I get to the race day and one of two things happens. If I'm complacent, which has happened before, I get to the finish line and I think to myself, like, you know what, I did it, good for me, pat on the back, I'm gonna take a week off, which isn't a bad thing. But after that week off, I'm like, you know what, I still deserve more time off. I'm going to take another week off. And that turns into like 3 or 4 weeks at a time. And all of a sudden, these benefits that I have been able to see from setting a schedule for myself, having some discipline with my routine, as well as the physical benefits of training on a regular basis that my body was seeing, I'm letting those deteriorate because I've come to a place of complacency where I think, good for me, I'm the bomb, I don't need to do anything else towards this goal. On the other hand, there are also instances where I get to the finish line of a race, and even if things went well or if things didn't go well, I can look back and think like, man, today was a great day because I did A, B, and C. Or, you know what, I missed the time that I had set for myself, and I think these are the reasons why. And what being content in those instances does allows me to analyze where I came from and then get me motivated for the next time. So if I missed my goal, I think, you know what, I can correct these 2 or 3 things the next time I'm training for a race and hopefully get to the goal that I have for my finishing time. Or if I met my time, I'm like, you know what, these things really worked for me. Maybe I can amplify that for the next race that I enter, and that will help me get to the finish line even faster so I can lower my PR even more. So when I become content with where I am, I don't necessarily pat myself on the back. I take time to acknowledge and analyze what I did to get to that point. I accept it and appreciate it, whether the result was exactly what I wanted or whether I hit the goal that I had set for myself. And then it allows me to use that as motivation to move forward. Now, granted, if I run a marathon and I don't ever want to run a marathon again because of the time commitment, that's fine. But I can still then apply those learnings to a 5K or a 10K or a half marathon or even just my everyday training. The goal for me, and when I find contentment in what I'm doing, is to help propel me to maintain that momentum that I've created for myself in that project. So the encouragement for today is when you get to the finish line of something, to try and find contentment in it. And even if it was the hardest thing you've ever done, you don't necessarily have to go do it again and keep running marathons if you don't want to be a perpetual marathon runner. But there were some benefits that you can find, whether again it was your routine, your scheduling, something that helped you outside of just getting to the finish line that you could apply to other areas of your life and use that contentment to amplify the benefits throughout the rest of your life. That's all I've got for today. I appreciate you tuning in, and we'll talk to you again soon.